Welcome back, y'all. We're actually here in Houston, Texas. That's where Practical Healing Foods is located. Coming back today with another cool recipe. Today we're making a keto-friendly bread with no yeast. So we're going to start by making the bread, and then as the bread is cooking, we're going to come back and I'll show you how to make the chicken salad. Stay tuned. Okay, here's the ingredients we're going to need for our bread. Right here we have our almond flour, our flaxseed, our erythritol, baking powder, sesame seeds, 5 eggs, apple cider vinegar, and our olive oil. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the dry ingredients first, whisk them together. We're going to do the wet ingredients and whisk them together and then combine them. What you'll also need, after we combine them, we're going to put them in a 9x4 bundt pan lined with parchment paper. While we're getting all of our ingredients together, we have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. Let's go ahead and start mixing together our ingredients. I'm going to slide this to the side, bring this bowl over. Okay, we're going to start out with 2 1/4 cups of almond flour. Just dump that in there like so. The next thing will be a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed, which is this right here. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt here and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm just going to dump them both in at the same time. Alright, and then here we have erythritol. It's going to be 1 tablespoon of erythritol. Okay, so the sesame seeds we're going to wait, and that's going to be at the end after we have everything together, and in the pan we'll sprinkle this on top of our mixture. Okay, so let me go ahead and whisk this together. You don't have to use a regular beater, you're just going to whisk it together here. Make sure it's mixed up nice and thoroughly. Okay, that should do it. Alright, now we're going to add our wet ingredients together. Okay, let me grab a different mixing bowl because they need to be separate. The mixing bowls, your ingredients need to be separate, so we'll keep them separate at this moment. We're going to do 5 eggs. Again, do with the pasture-raised eggs are the healthiest, and they have better flavor, believe it or not, too. Just like if you're doing beef and meat, the grass-fed pasture type, they're in the pasture eating the grass. It changes the taste. It makes a big difference. Not to mention they're not full of all those steroids and all that stuff that your bodies really don't need anyways. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now with the apple cider vinegar, I recommend y'all get this Bragg's brand because it has the mother in it, and this is the best for you. In fact, it'll help lower your cholesterol and stuff if you're taking that. Plus, if you're trying to lose weight on top of doing the healthy keto diet, if you do like 2 tablespoons of this in like a water mixture at night, it'll also help you lose some weight too. There's our olive oil. And now we're going to do our apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon, like that. Okay, now we have all of our wet ingredients inside the bowl. Okay, let's go ahead and whisk this all together. Now we're going to combine the 2 ingredients. We're going to put the dry into the wet. Alright, now we're going to whisk this together. Make sure it's mixed thoroughly, incorporate it together thoroughly. Alright, so now we're going to, okay, next step, we're going to take our loaf pan that we've already prepared with the parchment paper, and also, guys, stainless steel. Even though there's parchment paper separating, you still want to cook in stainless steel. It's the healthiest. You don't want to use aluminum pans, you don't want to use anything like that, like Teflon lined pans. Use stainless steel pans. It's going to be so much healthier for you guys. Because you don't want those chemicals, once the metals get heated up, and like the Teflon and those other ones, it heats up the metal, and when the metal heats up, it opens up the pores in that metal and releases chemicals into your food, which you don't want. Stainless steel, especially with titanium type of mixed alloy, doesn't do that, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and spoon this in. Now this right here, this loaf will make roughly 7 slices, and never leave this on the counter. You're going to want to leave this in the refrigerator. You can refrigerate it up to about 2 weeks, After that, you can put it in the freezer and it'll freeze really well up to 6 months. Just pop it out and let it thaw. When you're ready to eat it, it'll be good to go. Okay, let's level this out. Make sure everything's good to go here. Let's just make sure everything's even. Okay, last step, we're going to sprinkle on top about 2 tablespoons of sesame seed. That's 1 on one side, and this is hard to do, or 2 of these like this. Just cover the whole entire top of your loaf. Okay, now what you need to do, most of these pans that you buy that are stainless steel will have a top. You're going to want to cover it. If not, I hate to say it, but you're going to have to cover it with some type of thing like aluminum. I recommend that you don't use aluminum because of Alzheimer's and that sort of thing that will take an effect down the road. Try to cover it with the lid that comes with the stainless steel pan, guys. If you have a pan that does not come with a lid, what you can do is get a pan like we're going to do here and make sure it's stainless steel, and we're going to put that over the top of that. We don't want to use aluminum foil. Try to avoid that at all costs. Okay, guys? We're going to pop this in the oven for 40 minutes. While it's in the oven baking, we're going to go ahead and make the chicken salad. We just removed the bread from the oven. It's been 40 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the bread from the baking pan and put it on a cooling rack. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. And that's what we've got. Okay, so our bread has cooled down, so it's time to cut it. So grab your knife. You know what this reminds me of? Back in the 80s, there's a movie called Crocodile Dundee. And he said he had a knife, you know, and he's Australian, so he'd say, "You call that a knife? This is a knife." Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of dating myself, but I just thought it's funny. But anyways, we're going to cut this bread now. I want to let you know, too, we're trying to eat healthy and try to eat less. And so what we did was we made it like this. So we're going to make smaller sandwiches, smaller little pieces. Now, if you want to have the full-size loaf, what you need to do is just double the recipe. Okay, and all that, the standard like I did and the double recipe, I'll leave that in our recipe on our website at www.practicalhealingfoods.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this. We're going to cut this small since we want small sandwiches. So just start on the end and just smoothly work your knife through. Okay, and then we're probably doing about quarter inch cuts or so, like so. Just take your time. And if they're not all perfect, that's just fine. The main thing will be the taste. I'm telling you, you're going to love this chicken salad. It's wonderful, especially if you get that Costco rotisserie, man. That stuff is delicious. So juicy. I tried other rotisserie places. I don't want to name those places, but it rhymes with Walmart, rhymes with Kroger, and they seem to be dry. Costco, on the other hand, whatever they do, man, it just makes a moist rotisserie. You can even use, I'm getting ready here in a couple weeks to do a hummus recipe, a keto-friendly hummus recipe, and you could put your hummus on here even. Okay, our bread is done, it's plated. Now is my favorite time of the video to taste test. So let's grab a piece of this bread and see how it is. It is really good. It's going to be delicious on our chicken salad. And the cool thing about this bread is I know sometimes some recipes call for like coconut. This doesn't have that coconut feel. It has that almond feel. It tastes like, you know, real bread. It's like a dense, real bread. And I think you'll like it. It'll taste really good if you're using hummus or if you're using chicken salad that we've intended for this particular recipe. Check out our next video. I'll show you the chicken salad and we'll combine them together. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you check out our social media post. Everything's in the description below. Check out our website for the recipes at www.practicalhealingfoods.com. And also a reminder, all the t-shirts you see on these videos are for sale. I make these shirts. I own a screen printing business. So if you'd like to purchase any of these, it helps the channel out to show you guys how to stay healthy, how to live long, and most of all, be the person that God has called you to be and made you to be. Because remember, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next video. See you later.